look at flights in the southern hemisphere, trying to jump from continent to continent, mapping it out on Google Maps, and then mapping it out on a flat Earth map, and realizing that the flat Earth map showed the routes to make sense and the Google Maps didn't. And the way they were trying to hide these ridiculous routes was with fake flights. Fake non-stop flights that aren't real and you can't get. This video will just focus on some of the changes that took place since then. Like FareCompare had to change their website and their flight search format. That happened like a couple weeks after the video came out. Also, some of the non-stops that they had out there disappeared from the searches as they were trying to figure out what to do, I'm sure. Sometimes they were in the searches, sometimes they weren't. And then also now they've added some new fake flights, so I'll go over those. Where is your proof? How many times did I hear that? Proof is in the logic, first of all. If you know the Earth is flat like I do, then logically these are not real flights. But I know people need more proof than that, besides the actions that I've seen on this video since then, which also prove it to me. But here's how we get real proof and expose it. Calling out to friends in the southern hemisphere. We need your help. Show up to these airports and look for the gate of these fake flights, and I bet you won't find one. And if you do find one, I bet there won't be a plane pulling up or any people lining up for it, because they can fake these flights to a certain extent, but they can't fake it that far. So let's expose it. Let's expose fake flights and the flat Earth. Alright, this is Expedia, and it's a Sydney to Santiago search. And I can show you that every single one of these options on this page, which is 15 or 16, is fake. So we know this one is fake. This one is the non-stop from Sydney to Santiago, Qantas 27. Sometimes it shows up in the search, sometimes it doesn't. This one is fake. It used to only be available 3 days a week. Now it's available, I think, 4 days a week, or so it says, but this one is fake. 12 hours and 40 minutes for that flight. Nope. So how far would they go to make you believe that these non-stop flights are actually real? Well, this is how far they'll go.
It was a colourful start for QF Flight 28 to Santiago, with Chilean dancers performing their national dance at Sydney Airport, giving passengers on the plane an exciting send-off for the 13-hour non-stop journey to this new Qantas destination. And guess who was there to meet them on arrival?
Good morning.
Yes, none other than John Travolta, the airline's ambassador at large in his pilot's uniform. Even workers on the ramp strained to get a look at the famous actor, who later spoke at a packed media conference.
Two wonderful countries being able to come together with one flight, a non-stop flight from Sydney to Santiago. Simple trip.
So that one is fake, and every single other one of these ones is fake also. No matter what the first part does, because all these flights eventually take off from Auckland and go to Santiago, and that we've already shown is a fake flight. You can't do it. So all you really need to see, this is that 11-hour, 20-minute flight for 6,000 miles, supposedly. But not on the flat Earth map. All you need to know is that this is the same flight that's going to Auckland, 4:15 to 12:35. And you can see that all of these flights end at 12:35. no matter what the stops. This one goes through Brisbane first, so is this one. Melbourne first. So those parts can be real. I'm saying the Auckland to Santiago portion is not real. You can see they're all, so all of these flights right here on this page are fake. So whatever happens, I'm sure you try to book one and it says, oh jeepers, nothing's available. Here's your next option to either Vancouver, San Francisco, or LA. Here's flight 800. This is the one that I'm talking about, the Auckland, 6,000 miles, Auckland to Santiago. Supposedly leaving every single day. Now there's another flight. Flight 1316 wasn't in the first video. Now it's a new flight supposedly. But I'll show you, they just copied this flight. So it's just another fake flight. You can look here. 4:15 departure time every single day of the week. So they both leave at the exact same time. Except for this one. This one gets there in 10 hours and 15 minutes. And this one gets there in 11 hours and 20 minutes. So, yeah, this one, same jet, same seats, all that stuff. So, now they're just getting sloppy. So now there's two fake ones, and you can see that flight 27 didn't come up. We can close these up, and I'll show you that. There's no non-stop in this. So, interesting. And here's your dead giveaway. The Auckland flights, these are the two fakes, 800 and 1316, 7,337 miles. Your next options, double. And it goes all the way to 15.7. So you're either flying, there's one flight that takes you to San Francisco, then Houston, and then to Santiago. There's two different flights to LA that either take you to Atlanta or Houston and then Santiago. And then there is one flight to Vancouver, and then you have a couple of different options. But alright, here we are, Johannesburg to Perth. And I've opened up all the real flights, but we'll go over the fake ones. This one is real to Singapore. And here's the flat earth map that I used to map out the Johannesburg to Perth flights. And this flight right here from Johannesburg to Singapore to Perth, almost a straight line, and it's 7,800 miles. So that's where I'm getting that 5161 cannot be a real flight. Also, all these Sydney flights are fake. Disappeared from the search altogether the other day, but they're back today. It's almost a straight shot on the flat earth map from Johannesburg to Singapore to Perth, and this is 7,803 miles. So it's close to 8,000 miles, not 5,161. So this flight right here, 280, South African Airlines, is a fake, and that was in the first video. You'll see a lot of these QF64, Qantas 64, all of those are fake. Those are all to Sydney. The first flight is to Sydney, 6:10 p.m. You'll see all of them are leaving at this time. So whatever the rest of the flight is, doesn't matter, because the first flight part is fake. So this is a fake listing. You see they're listing it at even the one stop, 88.82, which is only 1 mile less than the two stop. Amazing. But yeah, this flight to Dubai, real, and that is 9,597 miles. Johannesburg, Dubai, Perth. And this one is to Abu Dhabi International, and this one's real too. But all the QF64s are fake, because this first part of the flight, Qantas 64, 6,847 miles. It's a lot longer than that. And all the Sydney flights weren't even on the search the other day, about 2 or 3 days ago. Today they are. And you can see I'm not using any dates in this search, so that way it pulls up everything. I've got everything checked over here, so any flight, any stop. These are all the different airports. Alright, well, thanks for tuning in, and do your own research. We need folks in these key cities: Sydney, Santiago, Auckland, Johannesburg, Buenos Aires, Perth. And also remember that these aren't the only fake flights. There's, you know, all the return flights. So team up, take your video camera to the airport, and let's expose this lie, which will expose the flat earth a lot faster.